So in this video, I'm going to show you how to get clients with AI and automate everything, or at least almost everything in the process. So to get started, I do want to be clear that when it comes to using AI to get clients, there isn't, at least at the time of recording this video, there isn't some sort of AI tool where you can just literally click on a button and then get clients straight away. It just doesn't work like that. But what you can do is you can use AI to significantly save time and make everything easier when it comes to client acquisition. And what I'm going to do is show you how I use AI in my own business and how my clients use AI to help them get more leads and appointments predictably in their business every single month. Now, if you do this correctly and you go through the steps that I'm about to show you, it is possible to literally get leads and appointments with potential clients while you sleep. So once it is set up and it's all up and running, the beautiful thing about this system is that most of it does run on autopilot. Now, you still do need to do a few things each week or every month to maintain it, but for the most part, compared to other lead generation or client acquisition strategies that are out there, this strategy is probably the most hands-off strategy once it's all up and running. So again, to be clear, it does require work in the beginning to get it up and running, but once it is up and running, you've pretty much built an asset for your business that can get you leads, appointments, and clients every single month on autopilot. So I'm going to go through the different steps that you need to do, starting with step one, which is the funnel. So rather than just go through a presentation, I thought I would actually share my screen and go through the steps that you can take to start building a funnel. Now, it's important that when it comes to building a funnel, you choose the right kind of funnel. So the right kind of funnel, if your goal is to get clients, should be an automated appointment funnel. Now, an automated appointment funnel, just to show you what it looks like, let me actually load up my funnel. So if you go to my website and click on any of the links where you can learn more about working with me, you'll be able to see what my funnel looks like. So let's just click on this link as an example. And this is the first page of the funnel. So with the first page on your funnel, you want to make sure that you have a very clear problem that you solve for your potential clients. And I would recommend try to be as specific as possible when you solve this problem. So for example, on my title of the problem that I solve, I don't just say learn how to get more appointments. And if I did say that, that's fine, that can still work. But when you can be more specific in your funnel, you're probably going to get better results, because the more specific you are with the outcome, the easier it is for people to visualize the result. And then the more likely they are to take action and actually be excited to learn about how you can help them get that result. It just becomes more real to them. So that's why instead of saying how to increase or how to get more appointments, which again could work, I just say how to get 10, 15, 30 or more appointments. Now, when it comes to choosing this number, you also want to be balanced. You want to have something that is realistic and exciting. So you don't want it to be too small where people are not really going to care. And at the same time, you don't want the number to be too high, which may actually put off some people. So a lot of the people that I speak to, they're only looking for 10, 15, 30 or more appointments each month. They're not looking for hundreds of appointments each month. Now, occasionally, very rarely, I do get those kind of clients that are really looking to scale and get hundreds of appointments. But for the most part, like 90% of my clients, they're just happy with getting anywhere from 10 to 30 or more appointments each month. So if I change this to hundreds of appointments, it would actually put off most of my clients. And if I change this to a number that was too small, again, it wouldn't be very exciting to most of my clients either. So you need to think about in your business, what is a number that is realistic and also exciting for the people that are going to go into your funnel. So coming up with a title and even the subtitle is probably one of the most important things for your funnel, because you could have the best funnel in the world, but if no one actually enters the name and email to learn about how you can help them, it's really not going to work. So you need to make sure that you get this bit right. So when we work with clients, the first thing that we do is help them figure out how to communicate what they say in a way that gets people excited to want to learn more about how they can help them. So once you've figured out what is that big problem that you solve for your potential clients and you've put that into a title and a subtitle, you can create a page that looks like this one. Again, it doesn't have to be anything fancy or anything complicated. You can use funnel building software to create this page, which is what I use. So there's hundreds of different funnel building tools that you could use. The one that I use is called Kartra. So if you want to use the same one that I'm using and that most of my clients use, you can just click the link in the description and you can get access to that, and you can also get a little bit of a discount as well. But the point is, once you've signed up for the funnel software, you need to start building the pages, and this is the first page, which is called the opt-in page that you need to create. And then after someone has entered their name and email, the next page that you need to create is the video page, and it looks like this. And this is where you have a video that goes through how to solve this problem that you mentioned on the previous page that you can solve. And in this video, you want to be educational, you want to provide people with value, you want them to feel like they can actually do it. And towards the end of the video, you then want to give them the option and say, hey, you could definitely do this on your own if you wanted to, but chances are if you do it on your own, you're going to make more mistakes and you're going to go through lots of trial and error to get it right. Whereas you could just do it a quicker way or an easier way and just work with us, and we can give you the proven system and we can actually help you get faster results. So you want to say something along those lines to transition from showing them how to do it to actually offering to help them do it. And then you can have a call to action below the video with a link to schedule a call. So at this point, you probably noticed that we haven't actually used AI yet to do anything. So this is the first part where we can start using AI to help you save time. And this is with creating the messaging. So when it comes to creating the video sales letter, you need to create the video sales letter script before you actually record anything. So to create the video sales letter script, you would need to use some sort of AI writing assistant. You could use free tools like ChatGPT to do this for you. For clients, we also have this tool that we've developed, which basically is trained on our own data to create video sales letter scripts, which you could also use. But the point is, whatever tool you want to use, you want to just go to that tool and tell it what it is that you want to do. So in this case, for example, let's just say that you're a sales coach and that you help people get better conversion rates on sales calls. You could have a VSL script on how to double your sales call conversion rates. So again, using the word double is being specific here with the outcome, and you could just hit enter and it should create a script for you. Now, you could also do this using ChatGPT, which is absolutely fine. But just keep in mind with ChatGPT, you're going to have to go ahead and give it some more inputs in order to get an output. No matter what tool that you use, it's never going to be perfect. So that's something else to also keep in mind. So this version that is done here is actually a little bit short. So I would probably recommend expanding it. So we can just say expand it and make it over 2,000 words, just so you can expand it and talk a little bit more, because I find it's easier to delete things than it is to create things. So if it rambles on and says stuff that you don't necessarily need, we can always delete it later. So that's one thing that you could do. Again, you could use this tool, or you could use ChatGPT or any other AI writing tool that you would prefer to use in order to create the script. And then you want to make sure you go through all the different points that you would need in order to create a high converting video sales letter. So in order to create a high converting video sales letter, I have a much longer video on YouTube which goes through how to do that. But just to kind of go through the main things that you want to keep in mind, if we go to this article here, this is the video that I was talking about that goes through how to create a VSL in a lot more detail. But anyway, if we go to this article that I wrote and we go to the section on writing a video sales letter script, you can see that the main things you want to talk about are these parts here. So part one, you want to talk about the problem that your target audience has. This is designed to build rapport, to build trust. You want them at this point to be agreeing with what you're saying so that they think, yes, this is exactly how I feel. This is the problem that I have. And you want them to feel like you really do understand their problem, because that's going to build a lot of trust if you do that. So if you can use language that they would use, or words or phrases that they would say to describe their problem, all of these little things are going to build up a lot of trust. Once you've built up trust about the problem, the next step is to show them alternative solutions to this problem. So you want to go through why your solution or your strategy or your method, right, whatever it is that you do, you want to go through why it's better than other alternative solutions. So I'll give you a quick example. In my business with lead generation, what a lot of people do is they don't use a video sales letter. They just have a form that people fill out. And then when people fill out this form, you then have to chase the lead to get an appointment. And the problem is that it takes forever. It's very time consuming to actually chase leads to get an appointment. And on top of that, even when you do have an appointment, the quality of the appointment is not that high because they don't really understand the value that you can provide and how you can help them. So that's why I explained one of the steps in our strategy is to have this video sales letter that will actually increase the quality of the appointments that you're getting, and it will make prospects want to actually work with you rather than you having to chase them to work with you. So you want to kind of go through some alternative solutions to using you or to the problem that they have, and then explain why your strategy or your solution is better than these alternative solutions. And by doing this, this is where we are starting to educate them on really part 3, which is educating them on why your solution is better than those alternative solutions. And then part 4 would just be explaining the next step. So now that we've explained, what is the problem, what are alternative solutions to that problem, and then why is your solution better than those alternative solutions, the next logical step is to have some sort of call to action where they can learn more about your solution. So depending on what your solution is and how complicated it is, you could maybe spend a few minutes on it, or sometimes you can maybe spend 5 to 10 minutes, or sometimes even longer. It just depends on how complicated is your solution to explain to people so that they understand it. And then you want to have a call to action explaining the next steps if they want to learn more about your solution. So if you're selling something under $2,000, you could actually just have a call to action to buy now. If you're selling something that's more than $2,000, then most likely you're going to have to get people to schedule a call before they actually speak with you. And by scheduling a call, you can answer any other questions that they might have that maybe the video didn't answer on its own. And then if they're interested in moving forward, you can send them the link or whatever the next step is to sign up and to actually work with you. So this will be the second page that you would need to create in the funnel in order to get leads and appointments predictably every single month. And as you can imagine, the beautiful thing about this system is that as you generate leads, this video is doing a lot of the selling for you. It's also pre-qualifying people. And the ones that are interested in working with you, they are the ones that will click on a button to schedule a call. The ones that are not a good fit and not interested, chances are they're just going to watch the video and just move on to the next thing. So you're not going to waste your time speaking with people that are not genuinely interested in working with you, which for a lot of my clients, that's usually half the battle sometimes. So before working with me, they would spend so much time on just calls that are not a good fit with people that are not a good fit for them. And this just eliminates all of that, because if you have all of these hoops that people have to jump through first before speaking with you, you're going to get a much better quality prospect when you actually speak with them. So that's the second step. The next step would be to have some sort of a scheduling page or an application page, or both, so that you can, again, pre-qualify leads a little bit more with the application page. And then finally, you want to send people to a call confirmation page. So this is what my call confirmation page looks like. And again, there's a link to watch the masterclass training again, which is the video sales letter that I mentioned. They can watch that again if they want to. Sometimes I get people who watch it multiple times, which is interesting. So that's why I have another link here. If they haven't already watched it, or maybe they only watched part of it and they want to finish the whole thing before the call, I recommend that they do that. Then we also have client case studies and success stories so that they can check that out before the call. And then I send people back to my YouTube channel, because I found the more content that someone consumes from me, the higher the chances are that they will convert into a client. And it's going to be the same thing in your business. The more content that someone consumes before the call, whether that's a blog, whether that's content on your website in terms of case studies or success stories, or whether that's just YouTube videos, you'll find that you're going to get much more better quality calls. And you're going to get a much higher conversion rate if someone consumes a lot of content before the call. So that's why I have all these links to extra additional content that they can check out before the call. Because again, this is going to help the conversion rate, and it's going to also most likely answer a lot of questions that they may have before speaking with me. So this is the funnel. These are all the different pages that you would need. As you can see, it's nothing too complicated. The challenging part is really in the messaging, in communicating how you solve that problem for people and putting that together in a video, which is obviously what we help clients to do. And if you want to learn more about that, then just watch the video that I've recorded. And again, there'll be a link in the description of this video if you want to watch the masterclass training that I've recorded myself, if you want to see how it all works. And even if you just watch it just to kind of see how I'm doing it so that you can kind of do the same thing, that would be a good idea, just so you have a real life example of how it all works in action. Okay, so now that you've got the funnel up and running, the next step is to generate traffic. And traffic is actually probably one of the easiest steps. So anyone can really generate traffic. All you got to do, you could just go to Facebook ads or TikTok ads or Google ads or whatever, and you could just start paying them today. You could set up an account and you could start paying them today, and you could start generating traffic. The problem with traffic is that traffic doesn't always convert into leads and appointments and into clients. So that's why we need the funnel before we actually start generating traffic, because the funnel is designed to get these, people that have never heard about you before to actually convert into leads, appointments, and clients, so that when you do start generating traffic, the traffic can actually convert. So when it comes to generating traffic, you have two ways that you can generate traffic. You can generate traffic the free and low cost way, which is using content. So this will be creating videos like this one, YouTube videos, or creating blogs. And in my opinion, creating content is probably the best way to generate traffic, because it's very low cost, which means it's very profitable. So when you're paying ads to acquire clients, the channels that you're advertising on will always take a big cut of your profit. Whereas with content, there pretty much almost is no cost to creating content apart from your time. But I don't really view that as a cost, because the content that you're creating, you only create it once, and then it's an asset for your business. And that content can generate new leads, new appointments, and new clients for you every single month. So content, in my opinion, is probably the best way to start generating traffic. The only downside with content is that it takes time. So you don't get quick or instant results like you do with the second way that you can generate traffic, which is the paid way, which is, as I mentioned, using paid advertising. So this is where you would run ads on Facebook, so run Facebook ads or TikTok ads or something like that, to start generating traffic straight away. Now, the advantage of running Facebook ads is that you can start generating traffic and leads and appointments very, very quickly, sometimes within, a day or two of turning everything on, which is great. The downside, like I mentioned, is that it's not free. So for clients, I generally recommend doing both if you can. I recommend, paying for ads to get some short-term results right now, and then also in the background work on the content stuff so that you don't have to rely on ads forever. Now, once you've got them both up and running and working, you can, of course, continue to run both if you want to. I've got some clients that do that. I've got some clients that they just find that generating leads and appointments the organic way is way more profitable, so they'd rather do that. And then I have other clients that they're more into just scaling up as much as possible, and they're only doing the paid advertising side of things. But from what I've seen, what works best generally is doing both, because when you create content, the content that you create will help you get better results on the ads. So it actually has sort of like a double effect when creating that content. And also the ads that you run can also send traffic back to your content, so that you can actually reach more people with the content that you create. So they kind of all work together, which is why I generally recommend doing both if you can. But anyway, when it comes to getting traffic, I have some more videos on how to do that. So I'll include links to those in the description if you want to check them out. The only other thing that I'd mention is you want to make sure that you use the Pareto principle when generating traffic. So there's hundreds of different things that you could do to generate traffic, and I recommend just focusing on the 20% of work that's going to get you the 80% of the results. And if you want to learn what those are, I do go through that in step 4 of my free masterclass training. So again, the link is in the description if you want to deep dive into how you can do that. So when it comes to running ads, I typically recommend using TikTok ads these days instead of Facebook, because the costs are usually much lower on TikTok compared to Facebook, which means you can usually generate leads, appointments, and clients at a much lower cost as well. So the reason for that is because most advertisers are still using Facebook ads, but there are a lot of people using TikTok. As you probably heard, it's growing very, very rapidly right now. And as a result, there's a lot of people using it, which includes a lot of the same people that are on Facebook, but there's not as many advertisers, which basically means less competition and lower costs for you. So for most of my clients, 4 out of 5 clients, they get better results on TikTok ads when they split test both Facebook and TikTok. And it's not to say that Facebook doesn't work, they both work, but it's just that TikTok is getting better results. So just to kind of show you behind the scenes of my TikTok ads account. So since most of my clients actually are generated through organic channels like YouTube and my blogs, I'm only spending about $100 a day. You can see I've also been testing this month a few other types of lead magnets to see if anything can work better than the VSL lead magnet. But every time I test something, the VSL lead magnet, the one that I've gone through in this video, is the one that always tends to work better. So that's the one I've currently got on. So I've paused these ones. And again, it's not that they don't work, but if we look at the cost per lead, you can see it's a little bit higher compared to the VSL lead magnet, which has the lowest cost per lead. So when it comes to running ads, what you want to look at is your cost per lead, your cost per appointment, and your cost to acquire a new client. So For my business, you can see right now my cost per lead is about $10. You can definitely lower this depending on what your offer is, but for my type of offer and my audience, this is currently what it's coming out to, which is about half the cost of what it would typically cost me on Facebook ads to generate the same kind of lead. But for clients, the cost per lead can range anywhere from a few dollars on the lower end up to $50 on the high end if they're targeting very wealthy people, for example, people with over $1 million to invest in some sort of investment opportunity or private equity fund or something like that. So once you've got your cost per lead, you basically need to work out how many leads do you need in order to get a new client. So for me, I pretty much get with paid advertising, I get about one client from every 100 leads. So that means that's basically a 1% conversion rate, which I think is pretty average for the industry. And this is the results within a few months. Now, after a few months, more people do start to convert, which I'll talk about that in just a second. But I always try to make the ads profitable within the first few months because any conversions that happen later on, those I just view them as bonus conversions. But my goal is always to try and make profit as fast as realistically possible. So if we look to the right, you can see on the conversions that this month I've had 222 leads come through. So far, one of those have actually converted into a client. One more is pending. They said that they will sign up in a few days. And then I have a few more appointments scheduled as well for the next week. So far it's one official client and then one pending. I'm pretty sure they'll sign up. So that will most likely mean 2 clients, which kind of makes sense to the 1% conversion rate that I mentioned earlier. So from 222 leads, I should be getting about 2 clients from that. Now, as you can see, it cost about $3,000 to generate those 200 or so leads. So one client for me, the average order value is about $4,500. So even if I get one client, it's profitable, but if I get 2 clients, I should be more than doubling what I spend on ads. And that's not including any other conversions that may happen later on through the follow-up emails, which I'll talk about in just a second. So in your business, when it comes to running ads, my top recommendation would be to just call out who it is that you're looking to target, because the advertising algorithms do a really good job these days of just finding the right people for you and your business. So if you call out who it is that you're looking to target, so if we go to some of my ads, I'll just do this one with the algorithm on so you can see it. So if you look at these 2 ads that I have running here, this one especially, you can actually see most of the leads have come from this one here. 29 leads actually from this ad, which is an ad that I actually created a few years ago, and it's still converting really well. But you can see here right at the beginning, it calls out exactly who this is for. And what happens is those that are a good fit, those that like the video and that watch it and convert, they will go ahead and do that. And the ones that this is not a good fit for, they will just skip the ad. And the algorithm, the TikTok algorithm and Facebook and Google, they all work the same way. So you don't even need to worry too much about having different audiences. So I do typically recommend pointing them in the right direction in the beginning. But you can see here that the algorithm ad, most of the time, that's the one that generates the best leads, which is basically a very broad audience, and leaving it up to the TikTok algorithm to find the right people to connect to. And if you need help with creating TikTok ads, again, you can use ChatGPT to help you write the ads using AI. And you can also use the AI assistant that I created, which is basically trained on our data to create Facebook and TikTok ads in the way that we would recommend that you write them. So all you got to do is just copy and paste the title of the video sales letter, and it will create the ad on both Facebook and TikTok for you, which you can then copy and paste into the advertising channel that you're using. The other way that you can generate leads without paying for ads, as I mentioned, the most profitable way and the way that I get most of my clients is through content. So YouTube content or blog content. For both types of content, you would create an article or a video on the same topic, but the formats are just different. So for your blog, you would create a written article. And then for YouTube, obviously, you would create a video like this one that you see here. So since you're already watching my YouTube videos, it's pretty simple and clear how that works. You're just creating videos that answer questions that people have. And for the blog, I recommend doing something similar, but with the blog, usually there tends to be a little bit more competition with blogging. So that's why I generally recommend not targeting very competitive keywords and instead target more specific keywords. So I'll give you a quick example. So say, for example, I wanted to target the keyword Facebook ads, right? We can search for that. You can see it's very difficult to rank for that. It does have high search volume, but at the same time, like I said, it's difficult to rank for. And also, on top of that, chances are even if you did rank for the keyword Facebook ads, chances are you're probably not going to convert a lot of those people into clients because, some of these might not be business owners looking for help with Facebook ads. It could just be people, researching information. It could be a student looking to learn how to use Facebook ads, or it could be even just someone looking to log into Facebook ads and they're just typing it into their web browser. So instead of doing this, which has, high competition, in fact, Facebook is ranked for the top 3, then Hootsuite and Buffer, Facebook again, and then Shopify, and then HubSpot. So, a lot of big websites are ranking for this. And again, you can see thousands of backlinks going to these pages. So it's going to be very difficult to rank for this. Instead of ranking for this, just modify the keyword slightly to include a niche or something else that would make it more specific. So for example, one of the types of clients I work with are financial advisors. So if you type in financial advisor, Facebook ads, this keyword is easy to rank for, right? It doesn't have a lot of competition. It still gets some search volume each month. And if we scroll down, you can see that I'm currently ranked number 2 in this. I don't have any backlinks going to this article and it's still ranked number 2. And that's just one example of many types of keywords that you can target just by being specific and going after keywords with a niche. So that's what I generally recommend. And also anyone that types in financial advisor Facebook ads, there's a much higher chance that they will convert into a client versus someone that's just searching for the highly competitive term Facebook ads. So you want to create content like that. Obviously, if you just create one article like this, you're not going to get a lot of clients. But if you create hundreds of articles like this, that's where you can actually start getting a lot of clients, because you only need a few clients from each of these articles to start generating multiple 6 or even 7 figures from your website and your blog. And best of all, to create the content, it's really easy these days thanks to AI. So you could use, again, ChatGPT, or Surfer is another tool that I've used, or any other AI writing tool that you want. And of course, our AI writing tool also does the same thing. So if we go to the blog writing assistant, it will create a 2,000 word blog on whatever topic that you want. So, that's another option for you as well. This is what I typically use, and also a lot of my clients use for creating content. But again, it doesn't really matter. It's just software, whatever tool or software that you use that does the job. That's fine with me, as long as it does the job of creating that blog that I mentioned. So just to recap, the more content that you create, the more traffic that you'll generate, and as a result, the more leads, appointments, and clients that you'll get from the content as well. Now, when you do create the content, it's very important. If you go to my blog, just as a quick example, let's just click on this. It's the latest article that I wrote. If you go to your articles, you want to make sure that you send people to the funnel. So there's links to the funnel here, links to the funnel here. Again, if anyone clicks on any of these links, they are going to go to the funnel. So you want to do the same thing in your business. You want to have links from your content, whether it's your YouTube video or your blog. You want to always send people to the funnel, because the funnel is what's going to get you the most conversion. So a lot of people create lots and lots of content for no reason, and then they never see any conversions. And the reason for that is because they don't have any call to actions going to the funnel. They just maybe have a call to action to schedule a call or to contact them, but that doesn't convert as well as having a funnel. So that's why I recommend sending people to a funnel, a lead magnet, or something that they can get where you can provide them more value and where they can learn more about how you can help them. So once you've generated traffic, you should start to see some leads, appointments, and even some clients start to come through. However, there's still another thing that you can do to maximize your conversions, and that one is your follow-ups. And I can't tell you enough how powerful this is to really get you as many conversions as possible. You could do a terrible job with your sales funnel and your video, and you could still get a profitable funnel if you have enough follow-ups, if you follow up people for long enough, and if you say the right kind of things in your follow-up emails. So by follow-ups, I don't mean manually reaching out to the people and following up with them. Again, we want to automate everything. So I mean automating the follow-ups with email marketing. So to do this, I recommend that you have an automated email sequence. Don't create email broadcast. An email broadcast is something that you just send out once, but to send out a broadcast, you have to keep sending it out every single time. Whereas with an automated email sequence, you just create the sequence once, and then all of your leads go into that same sequence and they start receiving your emails one by one. So I'll give you an example of what my automated email sequence looks like behind the scenes so you can see it. So here is my automated evergreen nurturing sequence. And this sequence, as you can see, it goes on for a very long time. So each one of these little blue boxes, this is a follow-up email, which goes out every week to my leads. And even some clients as well receive these emails, because I found that's a good way to continue to get referrals from existing clients. But anyway, the point is they go on and on and on. And I've actually got years worth of emails. I think maybe at least 2 years worth of emails that go on in this sequence. So it goes on for a very long time, as you can see here. So each of these emails will just build a little bit more trust with my leads. And then everyone will convert at a different stage of the follow-up sequence. Some will convert, early on within a few months. Some will convert 3 months or 6 months later. Some will convert years down the line. And I know this because I've been in business for over 10 years and I've literally seen leads convert many years down the line, 4, 5+ years down the line, simply because they've been receiving emails from me for so long. So I highly recommend that you just keep following up with your leads, and you also automate the whole process. So whenever I generate new leads now, I don't have to think about it. They'll just be subscribed into the sequence, which, by the way, does provide value. Every single email gives them, helpful tips, or maybe it's a link to an article, to a blog, or a video that I've recorded. But every email is designed to provide value, to build up some trust. And there's also a call to action where they can learn more about working together if they want help with getting this whole system set up for their own business. So I recommend that you have something like this if you want to maximize the amount of leads that convert into appointments and into clients. And just as a tip, when it comes to creating these follow-up emails, you can definitely send out emails that provide value to people, like the ones that I've got. But I also recommend sending out emails with client case studies and success stories and things like that. So on my website, click on results, you'll be able to see a list of different clients that I've worked with, their testimonials, success stories, case studies, and things like that. But I also send out these results inside of my follow-up emails. And I just do that once a week. I send out a client case study or a success story or something like that. And I found from all the emails that I send, these client success stories probably do the best job in terms of converting leads into appointments and into clients. So if you have any case studies or success stories or testimonials, I definitely recommend that you send those out to your leads as well to maximize the amount of conversions that you get. And that brings me nicely onto the last thing that I recommend that you do is your proof. So this is kind of like a bonus thing, I would say, that you can use to get clients automatically. And this is because even without proof, everything you've got so far can still work. So if you have the funnel and then you get traffic going to that funnel, and then you follow up with the leads that you get who have gone into that funnel, you're going to get leads, appointments, and clients, right? If you just do that, it's going to happen. And if it doesn't, you can very easily see where it's not happening. So are you getting leads, a lot of leads, but no people are converting into appointments? Then you need to change your video. Or are you getting a lot of appointments but no clients? Then you need to change your offer. Or are you getting a lot of traffic but no one converting into leads? Then you need to change your messaging or your targeting. So you can very easily see what you need to fix by following this process, and then you can fix it and then start getting results. So if you just follow this process, you can get leads, appointments, and clients. But again, there's little things that you can do to get even better results, and proof is one of those things. So kind of like I touched on, I recommend that you have on your website a page just dedicated to client results, which is what I've got here. And this is actually one of several things that I recommend that you do on your website if you want to maximize the amount of leads and appointments and clients that you get. And if you'd like to learn a little bit more about how to do that, then I recommend watching this video that you see right here, because in this video, I'll show you some very simple tweaks that you can make to your website to generate leads, appointments, and clients predictably every single month without having to create lots of content, without building lots of backlinks, and without needing to spend a penny on paid advertising. So check out that video and I'll see you on the other side.